Well, I wonder who's going to come in today. You never know. Well, we have one new customer. Guy who does stuff official. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome to Hollywoodland22. Hollywoodland22 is my channel name. My handle is at Hollywoodland21 for subscriptions. I don't charge anything to subscribe at all. This channel is non-monetized. I'm not going to monetize until I get to maybe 5,000 or 7,500 subscribers. I have I think about 1,800 subscribers, and I'm gaining subscribers at a fast clip. It's a variety channel. You can talk about whatever. It's really your channel. I don't really need the money. I figured when I get to like 5,000 subscribers, maybe I'll just, if I can make maybe $150 or $200 or something like that, that's a passive income, I might as well take the money, right? But this is mostly just for fun. I do have a goal, though. Yeah, I have a real goal, believe it or not. Let's fix this a little bit. I'm going to get a tripod with a stand, with a little ring light. The ring light goes in a circle with the phone clamped in the middle of it. Instead, well, there are ones where they have the ring light, one on each side, angled. But I'm going to there's a new one I found for $39 plus delivery and tax and everything on Amazon Prime. And I'm going to get that one. Unless somebody doesn't think that's the right one to get. You guys know a lot more than I do. Do you like milk? No, actually, I do not like milk. I'm not a milk drinker. I'm lactose intolerant. Matt Dash Air Force. Hi. Happy Friday, dude. Yeah, it is. It is, isn't it? Have you ever tried to bring Sally up, push up challenge? No, rubber duck cool. No, I have not. Let's see, we're going to let everybody in here. I do not have moderators right now, but they will be in here shortly. There's only three things. Excuse me. We have allergies in North Carolina in the summertime. I live in the Piedmont, right above the coastal plain, right before you get to the foothills. So our allergy season is a little bit different than if I lived down in like Charleston, South Carolina, or Wilmington, North Carolina. I live up north of Charlotte, in between Charlotte and Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, I've been here for about 3 years. I came here from Los Angeles. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. North Carolina, Piedmont, at Martin, D1. Yeah, you know what I noticed about the Piedmont? Raleigh. Not so much Greensboro. Greensboro gets a little colder, but I guess in the Piedmont, like Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Charlotte area, Spartansburg, Greenville, Athens, Georgia, and Atlanta have a climate that's a little bit colder. It's like the second best climate in the entire United States, being, coastal, central, and Southern California is the best climate. Most people agree. Like of days that are in between 50 degrees and 80 degrees, there are a lot of, they call those pleasant days, between 50 degrees Fahrenheit and as a low maximum low and a maximum high of 80 degrees. Those are called pleasant climate days. And this area in the Piedmont, from like Raleigh all the way through Atlanta, is the second best in the country as far as like pleasant days. I mean, we are on the east side of the Appalachian Mountains. We're on the dry side. And we're down out of the foothills, but we're not in the coastal plain. We're down in Columbia and going towards Wilmington or something where it starts getting actually mucky and hot. That's not pleasant. But our weather is very similar to like the part of California that is somewhat like Sacramento. We're kind of like Sacramento, but we're not really. It's more like if you go north of Sacramento, California, and you go to Clear Lake, or you go to Ukiah, or you go to Redding, California, up that way, or near Chico, up that way, like you're going towards Mount Shasta, at the very top end of the Sacramento Valley, that climate there is very similar to the climate that's here. And now I think I understand why so many like Google and some other computer companies and stuff put offices around here in the Charlotte area, because they have mild winters here. And those people that are from the Silicon Valley, like San Jose, San Francisco Bay Area, they kind of sort of like it here. So, you know, maybe that was a factor in deciding where to have like another place they can live, you know, besides the extremely expensive San Jose area. Because it's a lot more affordable to live here, even though I think it's overpriced, but I'm really frugal. I'm like super frugal. Drunken Rambler. Yes, Canton. Greetings from Tennessee. Yes, Chico. Drunken. Yeah, it's kind of like Chico weather or Oroville or something like that. That's what it's like in like Raleigh, North Carolina, and Charlotte. Hello, like at Jesus Christ. How are you doing? Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know what's so funny about how hard can I bite down harder than a Jack Russell? No, not at all. You know what I think is, all my other classes broke, by the way. These are my roommate's classes. I have to go down to I'm going to go down to the Dollar General. They're $7 a piece. I'm going to buy like 5 classes, all the same. Well, maybe I shouldn't buy that much because I might have to. I don't think I'll need a stronger pair. I wear 2.50s. Don't get the ones at the Dollar Tree. They break like that. Get them at Dollar General. They're better. I'm kind of cheap like that. I've always been that way. $7. I might get like 3 pairs, one for each room. It's very relaxing. My mother watches this channel. She says it's very irritating when she sees me take off my glasses fast. She doesn't like that. It's amazing that my mother is 81 years old, but when these phones came out in like 2000 they came out in 2007, but when they started passing around the United States, these HTC type phones, which they now call Androids and stuff, they're very easy to use, Android type phones that are more affordable and easy to use. My mom got her first phone at about 2011. And I want to tell you, my mother really picked up on these phones. She was, that was 11 years ago. Oh, no, it was about 15 years ago when she was about maybe 76 years old. No, she was 66 or 67 years old. She got her first phone. She's in her early 80s now. And she picked up on these and got to utilize these cell phones, all these smartphones, they used to call them. She picked up this smartphone faster than I did. She's been on the telephone since she was 12 years old talking to her friends. She's a phone expert. She just picked it up just like that. I think it's so funny because she has so much energy. She's 81 years old and she's like, she's like all around the place. And you think I'm not, I don't know if she's bipolar. I don't think she is. But I mean, I know I am. I know I have manic depressive illness, and my brain goes like really fast sometimes. But man, She really did pick up these phones. She knows how to utilize this phone like in ways I don't even know. I'm surprised she doesn't have a channel. You know, it's funny. No, I've never seen a UFO or a gray alien. Just don't buy women's glasses next time. No. These were just regular dudes' glasses. They were actually, these glasses, these are women's glasses. I'm just saying that the reading glasses in Dollar General, they're like $7 or $8, $9, something like that. They had a thinner rim to them, and they looked good on a man. They just broke. They lasted about, I don't know, maybe about 6 weeks. You know what it is. It's all this taking them off and putting them back on. At Raging, he's Brad Pitt. No, I'm not. I'm not Kurt Russell either. I'm not Robert Redford, and I'm not any of those people. I did live in a neighborhood called Hollywoodland, which is a real neighborhood in Upper Beechwood Canyon in the Hollywood Hills, and it's directly under, well, the far end of Hollywoodland, the neighborhood that was built in the 1920s, is right about, I'd say, either between a third and a half mile down the hill from the Hollywood sign. And I lived in a guest house behind a bigger house there, and I paid $425 for it in 1988. Yeah, the later part of 1988. And that's how much I paid for it. But getting up and down that hill, they don't have sidewalks up there. There were deer all over the place. I saw lynx up there once. I was a young guy. I was like 19 when I lived up there. But I moved back down into Central Hollywood, which is a neighborhood in Los Angeles. But it was fun living up there for a while. They used to call it Hollywoodland. It was actually an advertisement for a housing development. And then what happened is the signs started falling apart. They took the LAND off because where they planted the letters, it was harder to, the earth started moving there. It just wasn't worth it. So the sign was acquired by the city of Los Angeles somehow. And they kept it and maintained it for many decades as a advertisement for the motion picture industry. And there's no lights lighting it up, only the moonlight and only the stars and only the street lights of the LA basin keep it visible. That's right. And they don't like you jumping the fence and getting behind there. They don't want people up there. There is a back way, a back trail that you can go from the San Fernando Valley, the northern part of Los Angeles. You can go the back way, and you can get up behind the letters and stuff like that. I don't know I guess tourists like to do that. You can hike up there and stuff. You'd have to be pretty strong to hike up to the Hollywood sign, to actually walk up there, the back way. The back way, I think you have to go around a cemetery and stuff like that. Yeah, it's hard to get up there. I think it's about 1,600 feet above the ground. I'd have to look into it. Somebody find out how high up the Hollywood sign is, because the Hollywood Hills, when you get past Central Hollywood going west towards the ocean, they're really called the Santa Monica Mountains, and they are technically mountains. A mountain is 2,000 feet above sea level or not, or higher. And if you go to the part of the Hollywood Hills that is west of the Hollywood sign, about maybe 3 miles, like in the western part, higher up than the Bird Streets, like above Sunset Boulevard, I believe at that point that they are technically mountains because they're 2,000 feet or more. And it actually, it can snow flurry up there. Meanwhile, down at the beach, it's 42 degrees. It's sweater weather, It's really weird. They got a mountain range running right through the middle of Los Angeles that cuts the city in half. And the northern half is the San Fernando Valley. That's all those places like Van Nuys and Chatsworth and the Encino and these places. Those are all parts of the city of Los Angeles. It's just a big mountain range cuts through it, if you're not from the area. There's a lot of good hiking up there. It is Hollywood. It was actually weird when I got there. When I got there off a Greyhound bus with my friend, I don't live there anymore. I moved to North Carolina 3 years ago, but for about 30 years I lived around there in the city of LA. But when I first went out there, I met some of the most eccentric people I have ever met in my entire life. Like, I'm from Philadelphia. I grew up in Philadelphia, a lot in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, with a short stint of my childhood in Lubbock, Texas, south of Amarillo and the Texas Panhandle. 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and half of 9th grade in middle school. And then I was flown away from the custody of my mother, and I went to live with my father in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where he attempted to raise me to be a man. I'll let you decide whether or not you think I'm a real man or not. Okay? The Flyers do. I never got into the Philadelphia teams. They throw snowballs at their own team. If the Cowboys, they hate the Cowboys, but if the Cowboys come and the Eagles lose to the Cowboys, they'll throw ice balls at the Eagles. They'll be like, you losers. The fuck, man. Philadelphia has some rough people living there in the city. Juliana Eden, 5348. Greetings from Saipan, Northern Marianas Island in the Pacific Ocean. My grandfather was there. My mother's father was a United States Marine during World War II. He was there, convincing people that they were the good guys. You know the story of Saipan. I don't want to really talk about it on my channel, but it's pretty wild. They were lied to and told that we were the bad guys and stuff. And we tried to save as many of the locals' lives as we could. We did. Most of them we did. You think I'm strange? I think you're strange too. Ew, that's gross. Do you know diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes. Gross. Yeah, Kurt Russell. I know. Everybody says that. Daniel Saylor. Hello from Wyoming. That's one of the states I haven't been to. I've been all over the United States. I've never in my life been to Wyoming. Here's the states I have not traveled to. Okay. Not even been through. Like some states I just went through, right? But I have never visited or I've never driven through Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Maine, New Hampshire, Hawaii, Alaska. That's 7. Never been to Kentucky. I've been to all the other states. Those are the 7 states of the United States I've never been to. I've never been to the Cook Islands, Marinara Islands. I've never been to the islands that the United States owns, like Puerto Rico or some of those islands off of Florida. I think we own some of those. I manage them somehow. I haven't been to those. But the rest of the states I've been through. I grew up in Philadelphia, Lubbock, Texas, and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And I lived in Los Angeles, California for 29 years and 3 years in Bellevue, Washington, across the floating bridge from Seattle, Washington. The next 10 days, it's 95 plus with high humidity, higher than normal in the Raleigh, Charlotte, North Carolina area. You like Green Bay? I knew some, you know what? Not Green Bay. There's a place called Duluth, Minnesota. I knew a guy from Duluth once. He said it was really very peaceful up there. Tara Moon. Welcome in. I love Nebraska, but the main highway is pretty dull. I heard that they have like some areas out in western. Well, My mother's mother's father grew up in western Nebraska near the Colorado border, and so I do have family on my mother's side of the family. Their last name is Sheets. It was like Sheeets. They changed it to. It used to be a Z. They ended up out there. So I had some what they call great uncles and great aunts and distant cousins that grew up there and throughout. And some of them went out to Utah. Some of them went to Colorado. My great-grandfather, of all the children, he went east. In high school, he went to Omaha, Nebraska, and he went to a high school that was like a military preparation high school. It was something like, or I guess whatever they called ROTC back then. And then he went on to he went to boot camp, became a Marine, and went to World War I and survived. And then after that, I think it was also, before he went there, at some point they utilized him as a spy when they were building the Panama Canal. Sometime in that, I mean, the guy was born in like 1895 or something. He was a spy. He was a young guy, and they used him as a spy when they were building the Panama Canal because he could speak English, German, and Spanish. Because there were Germans like dicking around there while we were building it. And he like would act like he's one of them and shit. You just listen to him. I got a picture. He used to be an honor guard at the White House. I got a chance to meet him when I was a young man, a little guy, maybe, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. And he was already 6'4", right? So this dude was like really big. And he said, no talking at the dinner table. Children are to be seen and not heard. I was like, whoa. I froze up. I'm like 6, right? He was a police officer. When he got older, he got a job as great-grandfather Sheets from Nebraska was living and bought a house in Maryland, but he had a job as a police officer in Georgetown in the District of Columbia. That's what he did. I think he actually was a police officer that used to go over to where the mall is, like in between the Capitol, where the art museum is and everything, when they had like Hooverville days, when they had a bunch of the Depression and a bunch of people that were homeless back then. Like the entire Washington, D.C. was filled with homeless people. And he used to go down there on as a policeman on horseback and make sure that there was law and order down there. I would hate to see some guy that was like, wouldn't you hate to see some guy that you're running from that has a big old stick that had like 6'4"? So you come back here, boy. That would terrify me, dude. With a badge with authority and everything. He didn't look like he was some dude to mess around with, man. He always looked like he was in a serious mood, like he wanted to arrest someone. You know what I mean? Thank you, Tony Mahu, for the compliment. Thank you very much. Funny, he was an honor guard of the White House. You know what how they use? I don't know if they do it anymore, but back in the like early 1900s, they would have dress uniforms, Marine dress uniforms with their hats and everything, and stand with these big wooden rifles with bayonets on the top of them, one on each side of the double doors that go into the front door of the White House. And he was one of those guys. And they put guys who were like 6'4", 6'5" up there. You know what I mean? Because the average person back in those days was like kind of short. But so his big German ass was like tall, like there's a sword up there like that, like what's up? You're not coming in these doors. Yes, I have been told that. That looked like Kurt Russell, yes. From about, yeah. I don't. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. You can go to at Hollywoodland21, one word, and please subscribe. I do not charge for subscriptions at all. No, I don't. When this, I have about 1,800 and something subscriptions, and I'm getting subscriptions at a fast clip. I've talked to some other live streamers, and they told me that I'm doing very well for a newbie around here. So my goal by September 1st is to have 10,000 subscribers. I know that's a big goal, but I like to think big. And I need everyone here to subscribe to at Hollywoodland21. That's at Hollywoodland21. Thank you very much. You're beautiful. I do not charge for subscriptions. I just like to talk to people. This is a non-monetized channel at this point. I might decide to, let's bring this up a little bit closer. You can see me. This channel, I might decide to monetize this channel when I get to 5,000 subscriptions. Okay. When I get to 5,000 subscriptions, or possibly, I got to talk to another live streamer, maybe 7,000 subscriptions, then I'm going to monetize it at that point, just to make some extra money, because I don't really need the money. I just like to meet people on YouTube. Daniel Saylor, thanks for coming in. Thank you, Doodly Do. Thank you. Thank you all for subscribing to at Hollywoodland21. So much spotting knives. I'm glad that you think my content is pleasant. I try to be pleasant. You know, the way I look at life is like this. I had a health scare when I was in my early 40s, and Jesus allowed me to live, and he worked through the doctors, and I'm here. So that's solved. And before that, I just, was in my late 30s. Up until my late 40s, I used to work hard and play hard. And I used to drink a lot and smoke weed and do coke up my nose and all kinds of stuff like that. But I stopped that. And, I got some pretty serious, right now I got 18 years, so 18 years of clean time, almost 19. I'm getting there. I'm almost to 20. And I think that might have helped me save my life from a health scare that I had in my early 40s. It was independent of any of the substance abuse problems I had before. But we do talk about sobriety here sometimes. Not all the time. We talk about mental illness here sometimes. We talk about politics. We talk about religion. We talk about a lot of things here on this channel. The only things that I have moderators here, they will come in soon. That was a cool whistle. Day by day. Yeah, it really is one day at a time. I teach people how to stay stopped off of drugs and alcohol. When I had 6 months of sobriety, 6 months of clean time off of illicit drugs, I had a lot of cravings. About 6.5 months, I had a lot of cravings. They kept coming every day. It was like the devil was coming after me or something. And I got down on my hands and knees, and I read the Lord's Prayer out of the Bible, and I asked Jesus Christ to take away the cravings to do drugs and alcohol from me, and he took them away like that. I have not had a craving ever since 6.5 months clean. That craving went away and it never came back. It's a true testimony. That's my testimony, and I'm sticking to it. I'm telling you, if you really believe that Jesus can take away those cravings to use alcohol and drugs or cigarettes or anything else, he'll take them away. I'm about life. I want to live. I want to live to be 103. I want to outlive everybody. I want to see if flying saucers will be invented, or if we can go to Mars, and I don't think that's going to happen. That's ridiculous. My father rest in peace. He passed away back in October at 83 years old. He was an aerospace engineering manager, and he told me that that's not sand on Mars. That's fine dust particles and stuff like that. I mean, at the equator, I think it's still like, I don't know, I think it might get a little bit above 0 Fahrenheit. It's really cold up there. It's desolate. There's really nothing, no reason. Maybe 300 years from now, people will be able to dig stuff out of there and use it. But it's a mostly dead planet, and you would need respirators, special, super advanced types of spacesuits and stuff like that, just to bounce around out there. It'd be very dangerous just a flight out there and then getting back and everything. I hate to say this, but the first people that actually do end up on Mars probably will not make it back. It will be a one-way mission, and that's after talking to some employees of my father that were aerospace engineers and things like that. Some guys, one guy he hired one time had an IQ that was over 200. This was a guy that was so smart that I couldn't believe it. It's almost unbelievable. And they explained to me how things like if there was intelligent life that could get here somehow from the nearest star system that had possibly had planets that could support life as we know it. If they did get here, they would have to start, if they were going to get here at this time, it would take them between the time the dinosaurs went away all the way up until now, and they would finally get here. And by that time, if they were biological entities, they wouldn't be alive anymore. You see, they would have to send probes here. Like they'd have to send some type of artificial intelligence, like robots or something there, and even those things might not last. So I was told that the distances in space are so vast that it would literally take that long for a biological entity to come from the closest stars, the closest cluster of stars that could support life to get here. Could you imagine 65 million years ago until now? That's how far away they are. If there's something that's not human, that's humanoid, that does exist on this planet, and any of the governments are hiding it from us, it's probably underground. Or it's some kind of weird intelligence that develops it way down in the ocean or something like that we don't really know about. It's not going to change my faith in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. It's wild to think about, but people think that there's these flying saucers, and I'm not going to waste my time on my life thinking about all that stuff. I mean, I got my own. I personally believe that some of the weird things that people see, ghosts, other things like that, you might think I'm overly religious or superstitious or something. That I believe they're demons. I believe that they are things to distract you and from what's real. I believe they're demons, ghosts. There's just bad spirits and stuff like that, and I don't want to be around people that are trying to dig them up and stuff. I'm about life. I'm about trying to help people lead a better life one day at a time. Trying to help other people. That's what I believe I was put on this earth to do, is take care of my basic stuff and to help other people in any way that I can. That's really what I'm supposed to be doing as a human being. That's what I think I'm supposed to be here for. Well, religion's very real too. Religion's something that exists, but if you're talking about whether or not there's a real God, I believe that there is a real God, for real. I do believe that Jesus Christ is coming through the clouds when we least expect it, and he's not going to be very happy. And I don't know much more. I don't know much more. It's a Christian concept, living to serve. Yeah, I am a Protestant Christian. My family background is all Protestant Christians, Methodists mostly. I mean, I am half, my ethnicity is half German, almost half German and almost half English. My last name is a village in England, outside of London. And then the other half of me is about 40% ethnically German and 40% ethnically English, 20%, most of it's Scotch Irish mixed in there. I have a little tiny bit of Greek in me. Some Greek guy got in there. No, I'm not making movies. I never worked in the motion picture industry. Yeah, I sleep. Yes, I do. There's billions of them. The Darren Calvin. Yeah, I know. There's Rob Lowe without the facelifts. Really. I don't think I look like Rob Lowe. He's a little bit older than me. He's like 10 years older than me or something. How old is Rob Lowe? Oh, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. It's not going to happen. No, it's not. You're not going to know. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to be a little bitch, and I'm not going to tell you. Let you figure it out. Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome in, official Dr. Claw. Did I take a DNA test? Actually, I went to a geneticist in Charlotte at a medical group I go to, and they did a DNA test to see what kinds of things could happen to me when I get older to look out for, like colon cancer or some problems with the heart or something. When I get older, I guess, when are you old? Are you old at 70? Or is that, yeah, I think 70, I guess you can consider yourself old. I don't consider people in their 60s to be old. With modern medicine and stuff like that, I believe middle age is more like 40 to 70, around there. Really, to be honest with you, middle age to me is almost like 45 to, because people that are in their 40 and in their early 40s still look really young these days. Have you ever noticed that a lot of people that have either good genes or just blessed with good genes, or they eat properly and they don't use alcohol or drugs or anything, and they do not smoke cigarettes? They're just completely clean people. Some of them are 45 years old and look like they're about maybe 35. You know, they just like a lot of people that are 45 years old look like what 35 would have looked like back in the 1950s or something. People just are, with the exception of the southern states, have bad health care down here. I'm not really from the South. I'm just hanging around. I'll be gone. I'm moving to Missouri faster than you think. But yeah, like people that are 45 years old now, that's what they look like, a 35-year-old now. They don't look 45. 45-year-olds, back when I was a little kid, when I was a little dude, and my grandma, I was like 5, and my grandma was like 46 years old or something like that. 46 looked like 46. You started looking old at like old at 45. People that are 45 don't look that old. I see people, like if you go to the Northeast, or if you go to someplace like up in the northern states or California, out in the San Francisco Bay Area, you got these people that are like 50 years old, 55 years old. You would never know they're 55 years old. They look like they're 40. Like, what do you do? They eat salmon steaks and vegetables and granola and yogurt and stuff, and they go jogging every day and all kinds of stuff. They're real thin and everything. They look healthy. They never smoke cigarettes. They're health food nuts and stuff. You run into those people, like especially in Northern California, they're like that. There's a lot of those kind of people that live in like New Hampshire and Vermont. I mean, I saw them up in Vermont. Bunch of hippie type people, looking real healthy and fit. You come down here, you live in the South, man. People are just different. California is almost as corrupt as hell. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass better get a pretty good fucking lawyer. They better get a good attorney, that's for sure. Chubby faces age slower. The wrinkles don't settle early. 53-year-old, Justice the Rot, 53-year-old. At least a random good-looking guy, Dasha. Thank you for the compliment. I used to be called a pretty boy when I was in my 20s and in my 30s. But I did get into middle age. I'm lucky. I lived past 45. Yeah. And I used to play hard. Snort up Bolivia. I stopped. My late 30s, I stopped. I'm trying to do everything I can. I haven't smoked cigarettes in 5 years. I should have stopped 10 years ago. I don't smoke cigarettes. I had a pulmonologist look at my lungs. He gave me a CAT scan angiogram of my lungs, which is a special kind of CAT scan. And he looked at my lungs and said, "You've only stopped smoking." At this point, it had only been like 3 years of not smoking, right? He said, "You look like you've never smoked in your life. Your lungs are in perfect shape." I'm like, "Is that good?" And he said, "Yeah, that's good." He said, "How long did you smoke?" I said, "I smoked cigarettes from like 16 years old until I was like, I'm not going to tell you, for a long time." And he was like, "Wow." He said, "Don't ever smoke cigarettes again." I said, "I won't." I'll never smoke again. I chew gum all the time, dude. I'm nervous. I'm manic depressive. I take lorazepam. That's Ativan. That's an anti-anxiety medication. It's a benzodiazepine. It's as needed up to 3 times a day. 1 milligram up to 3 times a day, if I need it. It's really for my mood disorder. I use it together in conjunction with another medication for bipolar disorder, which you used to know as manic depressive illness. It's a mood disorder, as opposed to a schizophrenic type disorder, which is a thought disorder. I do not have a thought disorder. Schizophrenia is where you have some type of a distorted reality, or you hear voices, or you see things that are not there, or this kind of thing. It's in the cerebral cortex. It's not developed properly. It's like something very small. It's like I thought a doctor told me that maybe 0.5% of the entire population of the United States has schizophrenia, and most of that schizophrenia is very mild, actually. Very, very, very few people have schizophrenia that's so bad that they have to be institutionalized. It's like a hospital or something. They just have to be taken care of. They don't know how to take care of themselves. Bipolar disorder can be very debilitating. It has, to me, all my life. I have to take medication, or my moods are all over the place. I can get a flight, and it always happens at night. I get this flight of ideas where I'm thinking about 30 different subjects at the same time. And then at some point, if you don't take medication, they just all fragment. And then you're sitting there mumbling, or it keeps you from being able to sleep because you're thinking too much. You just can't stop. It's some type, the doctor said it has something to do with signals going through the nerves, go through the end of a nerve ending, and they go across a synapse to the receptors on the other side that receive the information on the other side of the synapse. and the information is not hooking up with the receptors properly, and it's happening in my brain. And what it really does, it affects it. It happens in my brain, down in the bottom part of my brain where it regulates mood. So I can get really moody. I can get very eccentric, very just talk nonstop, um, um, going shopping sprees, uh, um, start getting into risky behaviors and stuff like that. That kind of stuff. Bipolar 1 disorder is the most common type. We get manic maybe 7 or 8 times in a year, maybe 10 times in a year, and depressed maybe about 2 or 3 times a year. And the depression part would last. When I get depressed, I'll be depressed for a whole week. Won't be able to really do much. But you know what? They have some medications for that, for manic depressive illness, some pharmaceuticals you can take that help you get to sleep. And they alleviate the symptoms of manic depressive illness with as little side effects as possible. They have some new medications that have very little side effects. It's not like the stuff they used to have a long time ago. If you were manic depressive, they would give you lithium, and lithium is like, it's a little more toxic to the body and stuff. All those new medications, they have like what's it called, Vlayrar, and Seroquel and things like that, and Geodone. They have a lot less side effects, and at certain dosages, certain smaller dosages, they really do help manage the symptoms of bipolar disorder, aka manic depressive illness. So it doesn't. There's no cure for what I have. You can't cure schizophrenia. I don't have that, thank God. You cannot. There's no cure for manic depressive illness, which is a mood disorder. There are anxiety disorders where there's no cure for that either. They just manage it. Medical research has not figured out how to take care, how to cure bipolar disorder yet. I'm not getting paid for anything. YouTube is not paying me anything. I don't need the money. When I get to 5,000 subscribers or 7,500 subscribers, one of those two, I haven't made a decision yet. I will press the green light and start getting paid and monetize this channel. But right now it's not monetized. I'm just building my subscriber base right now and really just having fun talking to you guys. Okay, what do you think? That wildfires. I heard this on wildfires around somewhere. I wonder where they are. Depression is rough, man, says Uncle Jay. Meds can help, but don't fix the issue. Have you ever tried getting connected to a church? Yeah, well, the church I liked the most was the Methodist Church in Hollywood, California, on Highland and Franklin, right behind the Kodak Theater. Well, it's called the Dolby Theater now, just north of Hollywood Boulevard. They have a Methodist church there. I like that church. I kind of like, you know what I kind of like is the Seventh-day Adventists. Maybe they're right. Maybe we should be going to church on Saturdays on the Sabbath. I don't know. Methodist is just mainline Protestant. It's not evangelical. I do not believe in that pre-tribulation rapture where special people get to be taken up to heaven first. That's been debunked a long time ago. All those Left Behind books that they read, I don't go for that. That's a misinterpretation of the book of theologians. God, that's a whole thing to talk about, huh? Okay, 6500 block of Sunset. It's called the Blessed Sacrament Church. I know exactly where it is. It has big steps. It's a very old church on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. It's just east down the street from the Crossroads of the World Outdoor Shopping Plaza. You know where that is, right? With all the little birds of paradise flowers around it and stuff. It's east of Hollywood High School. Blessed Sacrament Church, and in the back, they help a lot of people that are needy. They have a social services group of people, some volunteers that help people with food and clothing and things back there. I know all about the Blessed Sacrament Church. It actually has I think 1 through maybe 1st through 8th grade Catholic school there too. Matt Dash Air Force. I lived around there. I lived on, I lived on Whitley and Yucca, but I also lived on Wilton over there. And I used to walk around. I used to eat at that Jack in the Box on the corner of Wilcox and Sunset. I used to walk by the Blessed Sacrament Church all the time. Around the corner from there, they have recording studios and stuff like that. They have a 7-Eleven across the street. They have across the street from not too far from the Blessed Sacrament Church, is a motel called the Sunset 8 Motel, which now is owned by the city of LA and houses disabled veterans. If you know where the Sunset 8 Motel is, that's where I saw that ghost. Yep, that's it. I live in a little town in between Charlotte and Raleigh, North Carolina, which I'm not going to stay here forever. The South is not for me. People are nice here. They're friendly. Out in the suburbs, they are. Charlotte has some very serious violent crime problems. Yes, Charlotte has armed robberies and homicides and grapes and all kinds of bad things happening, and very poor city management. That's Charlotte and Mecklenburg County, which I do not live in Mecklenburg County either. I do not live in Charlotte or the inner ring suburbs of that. I am not a Charlotte fan. I came here. I live actually halfway in between Charlotte and Raleigh. I do get my medical care in Charlotte. Or the suburbs around it. I like to stay in the suburbs. Charlotte should not be this way. It's really a growing city. It's a newer city. Charlotte is one of the fastest growing metropolitan areas in the entire United States, one of the top 3, and it should not have this many problems. We have they have a very poor mayor. The sheriff of Mecklenburg County, in my opinion, is a very poor sheriff, and we also have judges here letting criminals back out on the streets that have I'm not Raleigh. I've been into the city of Raleigh. Raleigh is a nicer city. Raleigh, most of Durham, Chapel Hill, the Raleigh-Durham Chapel Hill. It's referred to as the Research Triangle. It's a much nicer area. Charlotte is, in my opinion, is a pig with lipstick on it. A bunch of brand new buildings and a bunch of people that moved there that are causing a lot of problems. It's sad that it's happening. It's because it really has a lot to do with the judicial system not being up to par in the city of Charlotte and also the county of Mecklenburg County, which Charlotte is in. And I think it's going to get fixed, but I think the federal government needs to come down here and rectify some things. Yeah, it's that bad. Why is Charlotte with only that? Why is that the city of Charlotte, which I think has maybe the whole metropolitan area of Charlotte, North Carolina, has 2.9 million people in it. However, the city of Charlotte, I don't know if it has even, I don't know what the population is. Maybe it's 900,000, 800,000, maybe it's 1 million. I don't know. It might be 1 million people, might be a little bit more than 1 million people in the Charlotte city limits. But it's going neck and neck with Los Angeles, California. Keep bouncing up. Which one's has more violent crime rate? I'm talking about the rate of crime, the violent crimes per capita. It's going neck and neck and competing with Los Angeles, which has 4 million people in it, like 4 times as many people. Why does Charlotte, North Carolina have that high of a violent crime rate? It's a damn good question. And there's a lot of people in Charlotte that are screaming for help from the federal government. I'm letting you know. I don't care if you're from Charlotte and you're all pro Charlotte and you're trying to sell houses and stuff. Sorry if you don't like me telling the truth, but that's the facts. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. That's why I live in an exurb. I live outside of the suburbs of Charlotte. Thank you for subscribing, Ronnie Lindauer 3967. I just caught you. Thank you very much. Thank you for hitting that subscription button. If you want to subscribe, my handle is at Hollywoodland21. All one word, at Hollywoodland21. And my goal, I need subscriptions. It's free to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you a thing. I don't charge anyone for subscribing to my channel. And I'm not getting paid by YouTube. I'm not getting any money at all. I'm not monetized. I'll monetize when I get to either 5,000 or 7,500 subscribers, and I'll monetize. But I'm doing this to talk to people and just to build up my subscriber base. I really like talking to people. Okay. I know what the problem is. We all know what the problem is. I don't know. I don't really know. Lydia Everett. You're in California. Where are you in California? Reseda somewhere? Well, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. I got to make sure that it's not some kind of racial bigotry thing. Well, a lot of foundational Americans, let me explain something to the country. Unless you live in a rural county of California, or if you live in Orange County, you're not going to see Caucasian people like me being the majority of people in California, except in rural counties or agriculture. Not all rural counties, but I mean real, like up in the mountains and up in way northern California, or perhaps Orange County or San Diego. Other than that, a lot of people that live in California are they're Latino. I think the majority of people for the first time in California are Latino, from various different countries, Asian, Southeast Asia, Philippines, and also India, and a lot of Filipinos, and Chinese, and some Japanese, Koreans, South Koreans. And you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of non-Caucasian people that live in the San Jose area, and also in the Los Angeles County area. You're going to see that. That's just the way it is. They like it there. It's really just the same area. It's just different ethnicities of people. It's just not. I guess it was more. What would you call that? It was more Caucasian and black back in the late '80s when I first got to Los Angeles, and it's a lot less now. The majority of the population in LA County and LA City is Latino, and most of them are in charge of the government of that city and county. We had, well, you understand that California was, at one time, California was Mexican territory, but that's not the thing. There's a lot of jobs. There used to be a lot of jobs in Los Angeles, and a lot of people um, migrated from Mexico and Central America. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of Central Americans living in Los Angeles too. A lot of people from Mexico and Central America migrated, and the first place they went was Los Angeles because there's a lot of jobs there. There's a lot of factory jobs there. They make toys there. They make clothing. They manufacture car parts, airplane parts. What else? Processed food. Help me out here, everybody from Los Angeles. What do they have? Refined oil there. They have the two biggest shipping ports there. Toys, furniture, clothing. Oh, soap. There's natural borax out in the desert in California, so they manufacture soap there and ship it out back to Asia so they can have Tide and Cheer and all that other stuff. I don't know if you know that, but Los Angeles County has the most in production of the most factory output of any county in the entire United States. That's where the factories are. And a lot of people at one time, a lot of people from, I don't know, coming here from the Philippines and Mexico and Guatemala and El Salvador and Honduras, when they came up to Los Angeles, at first, a lot of these places were paying them to work in the factories, lower wages, kind of like Florida does now. Like Florida doesn't pay that much. They're paying them lower wages. But what happened is a lot of these people, they kind of changed things up and they unionized, and they started getting like union wages after a while. You know, I don't know if you guys know about California's recent history, but I'm just telling you a little bit about California's recent history. And they have a lot of factories out east of Los Angeles in an area called not La Puente area, in a place called City of Industry in the San Gabriel Valley. There's a lot of manufacturing done around there. It's almost all industrial. And then if you go beyond that in Ontario and on the city of Ontario and also the city of Fontana has a lot of manufacturing facilities out there too. And a lot of people that migrated up into California from south of the border obtained employment in those factories. They make your processed food, they make your furniture, they make your clothing, they make your frozen vegetables in a bag. They used to manufacture car parts there. What else is made there? All kinds of stuff. I don't know if anybody was aware of this. I mean, overall, the Midwestern states have more manufacturing output. A lot of people don't know that LA is the Los Angeles metropolitan area is really a manufacturing area. They manufacture television programs in Hollywood, Culver City, Burbank, Studio City, which is part of Los Angeles, and also they make records there. They manufacture and do a lot of record recording of original music there. I remember when there used to be a lot of Italians that lived down in San Pedro a long time ago, back in the late 80s. I don't know who that is. I'm just going through here. I tell the truth, and if you don't like it, if you want to twist it somehow, I'm getting rid of you. Solvang, I know where that is. Yeah, I know what's going on in California. What's really going on is they have a really bad. I know what's going on in LA. I left in 2023. You have a corrupt city council, corrupt mayor. They won't let the police do what they need to do. Get rid of this person. I don't want them here anymore. Goodbye. I'm just going through here. I lived in New Jersey. I lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey for high school days. Cheap labor is, what are you saying, user? Is not worth cheap. I don't even, that doesn't sound like that's a very nice thing to say. Why should I super glue my mouth? I'm speaking truth. Just, I'm not dehydrated. I don't know who you are. Goodbye. You'd be surprised how many people I get rid of. What do I think of legal immigrants at work? I don't really think about them. Yeah, I lived in I probably have about a kindergarten level uh, language skills in Spanish. Oh, a lot of the Mexican federal government is corrupt. That's not going to last very much longer. I don't really think about names of cities. I don't know what you're getting at, but you seem to have a problem with me, so you can go by. I know Chula Vista very well, and Chula Vista is having some issues right now. I have friends that live in the area. It's sad. Chula Vista was a kind of a quiet area. I remember the 1984 Olympics, unless you're talking about before that. Because the Olympics before that were like, I'm making waves they don't want you making. What waves am I making? what I do is I speak just facts like 1+1 is 2. If you want to, if you don't, if you got a problem with me or anyone else talking or speaking the English language and speaking things that are facts, at Lydia Everett, that's exactly it. People want to hear lies because they are too uncomfortable with the truth. Lydia Everett, what type of lies are you talking about? What are all these people and as young people, they're making just simple facts. I'm talking about where I used to live for 30 years and they're making it political. Why? I'm confused. Look right, Leon. How are you doing? No, nobody's. I never heard that at tipping. Who are you referring to? See, now you're getting into this being racially bigoted on my channel, and you can't avoid me. I'm going to find you. Chula visas always. I never heard the word Hispanic in my life. I've heard the word Chicano. I don't know. The word Hispanic is some word that somebody at a university up in New York City or New England or up in Berkeley invented. I never heard that word ever being used until maybe 15 years ago. It's you'd be surprised. I never heard that word being used. I don't use the word. I mean, I just don't. I mean, everyone's using. I'm not using it. I refuse to use that word. It's a non-word. It's a word that was made up by a college professor. Yeah, I'm reading every fucking comment. That's right. Let me explain something to you. If you haven't figured it out yet, that these fucking communist motherfuckers that were teaching our children somewhere between the 2010 and 2015 have invented a bunch of words that don't really, they're either destructive or they don't mean anything. I don't use those words. I'm going to make up a new fucking rule for my channel. If you do not want to, I might just decide to never let anyone talk about politics on my channel ever again. I can see through the comments that there are a lot of people. Most of America doesn't even know where Chula Vista is any more than they know where Topeka, Kansas is. They just don't. They don't know. I know that. You know that. We both know Chula Vista. Yeah, confusion and taking weapons. The left make up words and terms in use and weapons. You don't even want to know. Do you want to hear something really interesting? I heard the word woke being spoken from one man to another as a child in Philadelphia. And it did not mean what people are using the word woke for in the last, I don't know, 7, 8 years. As a matter of fact, that term woke was stolen and used by people for a purpose that is different from the people who came up with the word woke a long time ago in ancient times in like the 70s, dude. I need you to go look into it. I'm not going to explain it to you, but you go ahead and look that word up. It was a slang word. I heard it as a child in Philadelphia. It was a slang word that was used, and it was stolen and was used by other people. Like 30 years, what would that be, like 30 or 40 years later? No, there's a left wing and a right wing. It's not bullshit. It's real. They slightly changed the meanings. That's right. At the name that's been chosen, yeah, man, they use different words for words that used to be common, and they slightly changed the meanings, which in the long run are destructive. Yes, that has been done to some words, and including slang words. At Bill Daly, yes, some people that are socialists like you did uh, come up with that word at the university level. That is a fact, and that's it. It's like 1+1 is always going to equal 2. And you think it's funny, you're gone. Don't lie on my don't spread disinformation on my channel. I guess you could use the word Hispanic to describe somebody from Spain. Yes, I guess. There seems to be like this interest about gender, and it's so weird. Maybe it's my age or something like that. When I was a young person, I never talked about politics. I never talked about gender. I never talked about race. I never talked about any of that stuff. And it's been talked about ad nauseum for, I guess, like, I don't know, the last 10 or 12 years. It's something that's been interjected from the in the public school system and in the universities. Nobody talked about that stuff. Dude, when I was like 21 years old or 19 years old, my friends and I were working all the time and trying to get enough money to make sure our cars worked well so that we could go to a nightclub and on a quest for hot chicks. I had my priorities in line. I wasn't sitting around talking about politics at the age of 19 or 20 or 21 or 22. I had different priorities. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm struggling in my town. Was wondering if you're seeing the same over there. I live in North Carolina now. When I left Los Angeles after 30 years, I saw a lot of people that were not from California that had just come out there and were laying all over the street using illicit drugs everywhere. They weren't your typical homeless person. They're just people that want to run around, live in tents, and uh, and use fent and meth and stuff like that. The women and the children that were truly homeless and stuff, and the elderly, they were inside the shelters, and all the young guys are running around not working and just causing havoc, attacking people, shoplifting, and all kinds of stuff. That and another thing, there's no such thing as homeless. The word is houseless. They don't have shelter. Home is where you hang your hat. It's always been where you hang your hat. Your home could be a tent. You could put a tent in a park and hang your hat there, and that could be your home. But people that don't have, they're living in their cars and stuff. They're shelterless. I know the English language. I went to very good public schools. I'm sure Hispanic has a real meaning to it, but I'm not really that interested in trying to find that kind of stuff out. I'm more interested about figuring out how to get a house that's $200,000 instead of $400,000. Yeah, it's very boring. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I heard the term woke being used between two men in Philadelphia when I was a small child, and I remember the context they were using it in. It's a word that was stolen and misused, and that's the last I'm going to say. Yeah, taking off rose-colored glasses. Like this is in the late '70s, wasn't it? The early '80s, something like that, somewhere around there. I heard one guy say to another guy, he looked at him and said, "Stay woke, man. Stay woke." I knew the context of what they were saying. It's not what the word's being used for in the last 10 years or so. It was the slang. It's a slang term that was. It's actually an actual English word, but it's also used as a slang word. But that was stolen. You have to be old enough to understand this and rigorously honest with other people and yourself. Yeah, double tap the screen or whatever. Oh, you don't have to tap the screen. This isn't TikTok. You can just subscribe to my channel. Okay, here we go. At Stereo Stupid. The word Hispanic comes from the Latin word Hispanicus, which relates to Hispania, the ancient Roman name for the Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain and Portugal. This is a person who was educated. That is a fact, what he just said. At Stereo Stupid. He has educated himself on it. I don't know if you just went to Google or if you went to university somewhere in New England and actually got educated properly. Sometimes what people perceive to be the truth ends up being more important than the truth itself, which is really strange. You can lie. Like if a dictator took over a country and told a bunch of lies, and and he was a good orator, um, you could have 2/3 of the country believing everything that you say, even though you're lying about stuff. I mean, there was a guy in Germany that did that. Remember, back in the 1930s. Remember that guy? He said that if you keep telling a lie over and over and over again, people will eventually believe that the lie is true. Oh, okay. So double tapping the screen does help the algorithm if you didn't know. Thank you very much. I did not know that. At Jaden Scott 5635. What, you mean that dictator told a bunch of truths and got elected by the people? You mean the one in Germany in the 1930s? Are you saying that? I think you're saying that, and I think you're going off my screen because I have uncles that did not come back from that war that tried to get rid of him and everybody that thought like him and save this planet. You're not welcome on my channel. No Nazis are allowed on my channel. No anti-Semitism is allowed on my channel, or you're blocked forever. No racial bigotry is allowed on my channel, you're blocked forever. No talking bad about women and children is allowed on my channel, or you're blocked forever. And that's just the way it is. And another thing, no character assassination of any of my other viewers or myself. If you say something that's incorrect about me, you know it is, or you're just blabbing your mouth and saying horrible things about me, I'll just block you. You don't need to be here. Go fuck with somebody else. I know you wouldn't fuck with me in the parking lot. You're probably urinating yourself or something. Yes, I do. I have a little gray here and a little gray here. And right on top here, this is all my regular color. It's a little bit darker. I used L'Oreal. L'Oreal for $15.99 plus tax in the Walgreens. Medium brown comes out very black, like really dark brown. It's like my hair is really dark brown. It doesn't, there's a red undertone to it, but what I should do is the shade of brown that's my natural hair color. In L'Oreal, it's actually light brown, which actually comes out kind of dark also. So I'm going to do it different next time. I just have a little teeny bit of gray hair and a little bit of teeny gray hair. I think I'm going to stop talking about the state of California altogether because it causes too many problems. There's too many people flipping out. Yes, it is. I believe Scientology is just, I think that's nuts. But that's whatever. We don't have kings in this country. Trump is not a king. That's true. I don't know who you are. You don't even know me well enough to call me that. Yeah, I don't even know what you're trying to say, but yeah, we got some trolls in here. Hunter Biden would shut his mouth if he saw me in person. I'd have him urinating himself. Piece of shit. Piece of fucking shit he is. You hear that? Fuck that punk. You can be a Democrat. I was a Democrat most of my life. I'm an independent now. Most of my life I've been a Democrat. The people that are gonna make sure that they have a good mayor in Los Angeles are going to be Democrats, because it's a Democrat city. What you have as a mayor in Los Angeles right now is a card-carrying communist. People did not realize that, and most of the people that are angry in Los Angeles about the crime rate and everything else, they are registered Democrats. Did you know that? No. Anyway, has anybody ever had a cheddar cheeseburger? They're really delicious. It's a hamburger. Okay, check this out. It's a hamburger with cheddar cheese on it that's melted, a big hunk of it, with raw onion, Dijon mustard on a toasted Kaiser roll. They're delicious, especially with steak fries. Oh, God, they're good. And I just dip them in mayonnaise. Put a little pepper on them. Thank you. Thank you at DJ77733. Thank you very much. Yeah, I believe that the Democratic Party is going to pull more towards the center. They're going to become more moderate real fast. Yeah, they're not going to have. It's not going to continue like that, or they'll lose the entire party. They'll lose the party. People will leave the Democratic Party if they don't come to the center. People need jobs. It's about jobs. It's the economy, stupid. Probably some guy from Ohio or something like that will end up being a Democratic president in your lifetime. Some moderate Democrat. People just stop thinking about politics so much and go back to church or something. Happy Friday. That's right. Heartburn attack. I will be back in a couple minutes. Don't touch that dial. I'm in it. You don't want me to get angry. Hola. Buenas noches. Señorita. Tú eres muy bonita. Chúpame, deja, Marcones. Oh, hi. You didn't hear that. Yeah, don't talk bad about children or women. I don't like that. Adults, what'd you say? You think adults are nothing but grown-up kids? Well, what's that? That's weird. I never heard that in my life. Adults are new kids, what? Okay. What are you talking about? Monetizing what? Like monetizing a social media channel? Personally, I'm not monetized right now. I'm not making any money off of this. I talk about a variety of subjects. I talk about whatever you want. It got political for a while there, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm not even going to mention politics or answer any of that stuff. You know, I'm not going to get into it. It's really weird. I even talk about. I could just say something that's factual, and people want to politicize every topic. It's like, it's boring me. I'll just stop reading the chat. I'm glad my chatters are you can have a crush on me, it's okay. It's okay. I don't buy it. Just taking off my jacket a little bit here. I mean, life is too short for me to talk about just ad nauseum talk about politics. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it. Was OJ guilty? I really don't know. You know where I was when OJ was on the 405 freeway and coming from Orange County? I was in San Pedro, which is where a little neighborhood of LA that's where the 405 cuts up. It's where the ships come in. And we all ran up to, went underneath the 405 where it came over one of the roads. We went to where one of the, I think either an on-ramp or an off-ramp, and about 30 of us went up there because we knew he was coming. We saw him on the television, and we all ran up. All my roommates and my next-door neighbors, we all ran up. We went where the on-ramp was to get on the 405 on that road that comes out of San Pedro. I can't remember if it was Pacific or Gaffey. And we went up there, and some of my buddies had like camcorders and stuff like that, or they had cameras. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so cool. And guess what we saw? We saw the driver of the Bronco. We saw the Bronco with all these cop cars, and we see this Bronco going real slow. We're all like, yo, what's up, dude? We're like that. Like, he had his friend driving him. He had shades on. He had shades on. He was driving. Mm-hmm. But you couldn't see OJ because he was laying down in the back. I saw that in real life. I almost reached out and touched the Bronco. That's a true story. I was living down in San Pedro at the time because I had just lived there for about 10 months working out of a union hall called the Ship Scalers Union Hall on 7th Street in the San Pedro neighborhood of Los Angeles because they were hiring for jobs fixing up a lot of the Northridge earthquake damage, the 6.8 earthquake that happened in 1994. And after that was all done, we're pretty much done cleaning up the earthquake damage. I had about a month off before I didn't have to go. It was my job was over, and I had some time. I was off that day, and I ran up there and I saw that Bronco in real life. Al Cowlings, was that his name? He did have rock. That was a bad time. It was either 91 or 92, but I remember what happened in Hollywood at the time. It was a really bad time. There's a lot of bad stuff. And it's over now. It was a long time ago, and I remember that. I remember the 91. It was either 91 or 92. Was it 91? It's like in April or something, like late April of 91 or 92. Does anyone remember what year it was? Yes. At Kara Clapsaddle, yes. You stopped the whole show when he was it was like in the afternoon. I can't remember if it was the morning or the afternoon. 92. It was like late April of 92. It just the whole thing just went out of, it was unbelievable. It wasn't like the recent riots that they had in 2020 in LA. It was different. It was a lot different. It was a lot more damage. I know a lot about what I saw. I saw a lot of people that really didn't care about Rodney King or anything. There are people that actually really were very concerned, and I was too. And the President of the United States, George Bush Sr., was disgusted by what those police officers did. And a lot of residents like myself were very angry at what those police officers did to Mr. Rodney King, which is no longer with us. He passed away several years ago. And I believe that the court's decision was wrong. I think they let a lot of those cops off with a slap on the wrist, and it's sad. That was a different time. And things like that can happen. But unfortunately, a lot of the people that were doing a lot of the stealing in the riots were people that really didn't care about Rodney King getting beat up like that, like 53 times with a stick, police baton. There's no reason for that. And, you know, and for the remainder of his life, he had a lot of physical problems and stuff like that. A lot of the people that were doing the stealing and those riots in 92, they were just opportunists. They were just stealing because they could just get lost in the crowd and steal. They didn't care about Rodney King. But a lot of people did. A lot of people cared a whole lot about that man. And I did too. I don't know if a lot of you guys were alive when that happened. Barbie Joe 55 a day was pretty good. Actually, it was June 1994. They were chasing OJ. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, maybe like late June or something like that. It wasn't really hot yet. LA doesn't get its hot weather till like July, August, September. In June, it's kind of like spring weather. You like to hear true good stories, not sad ones? I have true good stories. Like the time I went head over heels for this woman that I met. She was from Chicago. She's not with us anymore. She passed away. But there was a woman that was a Julia Roberts doppelganger that I dated for about 9 months. Oh my God. I was like mesmerized. Unfortunately, she passed away. She passed away. I don't know what she passed away of, but she passed away at a young age during the time when coronavirus was around. I just know that she passed away. I feel sad. She was a kind lady. It's sad. I think 92. Yeah, just taking advantage of the situation. I was there in real time. I saw what was going on. I stayed inside. I did not participate in any of that. People were putting their chairs up against their doorknobs in their apartments and houses, though. Yeah, they were ready for anyone to try to break in or anything. We didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, when you live in Hollywood, I'm not too far away from Koreatown. And they rioted in Hollywood, too, in the Hollywood neighborhood of Los Angeles. Not as bad, but it was mostly in South Central. But it came up into Koreatown, and it came into Hollywood Boulevard, and there were some things getting wrecked there. And it actually went all the way down to Long Beach. It did, Carson to Long Beach, too. A lot of stuff got wrecked down there, too. You were alive 1989 here? Yeah, I was very alive. Yeah, I was in my early 20s, I remember. Like, I remember that. $1980. Wow, I'm older than all you people. I'm actually becoming, it's kind of interesting, is that I'm becoming more socially liberal as I get older. I don't know why. I just am. I might live a different lifestyle than many people that are socially liberal. I mean, you might see me as a kind of a traditional guy. I'm very, many people that are socially liberal might have a different lifestyle. I mean, they might not. They might just be a straight Caucasian male like myself who thinks that women are beautiful. I am what I eat. You know what that makes me, right? You can put it in the chat. Go ahead, troll. Put it in the chat. I am what I eat. I'm a straight male. I'm a foundational American, too. My mother's family came here in 1713. Some of them, not all of them. Or was it my father's family? I can't remember. Some of my mother's family came here in 1713. Some of them came later. My father's family came here like my last name, like that family came in to Virginia or something like that in like 1840s, and then migrated out to Texas. And my mother's family came here a long time, and they migrated out to where? Western Nebraska. Yeah, I know they were stealing. I know they were. They didn't care about Rodney King. I cared about Rodney King. A lot of us did. A lot of people were very angry about what those police officers did to him. We just couldn't even believe it. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And then when they let him off with a slap on the wrist, most of those police officers, people just lost it. People are gonna lose it, man. I don't know why they came to that conclusion. Where was it? Did they decide to go out to Simi Valley or something in Ventura County to make the decision? Oh, like they're going to make an honest decision out there. I know what that area is like. At the time, it might have changed. It's a different kind of a place now. Well, it really isn't. But I know what Simi Valley is. They got 1%ers living out there. Come on. I know what it is. The actual incident where the police officers were breaking Rodney King's civil rights and assaulting him happened over near Sylmar neighborhood of Los Angeles and Pacoima, like in that general area in the San Fernando Valley. I know where it was. 83. Well, if you're born in 1983, you may sort of remember. You don't remember ancient times. You remember before. You remember before everybody was holding these phones in their hand. You remember AOL dial-up. You grew up with the internet and stuff. If you grew up in 1983, you grew up. By the time you were 7, by the time you were in elementary school, there was if your parents decided to make a big purchase of a home computer, which they were expensive back then, put it in the house. Maybe your parents supervised you and child-proofed it and stuff like that, and let you learn how to use the internet. I learned how to use the internet in 1989 when my father had a aerospace engineering company, so he had access to the World Wide Web about 6 months before everybody else did. So I used one of the computers in his office. Yeah, people, when they first came across country, they stayed north of Oklahoma. They went Kansas and north. I mean, they just came across. That was populated first. The South did not even, parts of the South did not even have electricity. 8:12, let's see, 1 minute, 52 seconds. Parts of the South in the 1930s did not have electricity. I believe that FDR had a whole bunch of young guys go put electricity down there and build Hoover dams and all kinds of stuff like that, put them to work during the Depression to try to alleviate poverty. Yeah, I have a relative his name is engraved as one of the people that fought in the Battle of the Alamo. His name is James Mitchinson. Mitchinson is his last name. He's from my father's grandmother's side of the family, the Mitchinsons. And Mr. James Mitchinson is an ancestral uncle of mine, and his name is engraved as one of the people that fought to save the Battle of the Alamo, and he did not make it. He did not die a natural death. The true story is that some of them did surrender, and there's like maybe 12 people, maybe less, maybe 7 people surrendered, but they were executed by Santa Anna's army. 1964 years old in Virginia. You remember those? You remember the days before people. Remember the days when you were like a young guy, like 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and no dudes talked about politics. They were all talking about how to get their used cars all fixed up right and get their insurance straight and stuff so they can all go together on their day off and go to a nightclub and try to pick up hot chicks because they were on a quest for hot chicks. That was the main goal back then. And that age category between 18 and 25, get hot chicks. That I would never sit around and talk about politics and grow a beard like Abraham Lincoln and stuff when I'm like 20. It's retarded. I don't know what it is. It's stupid. Ron Little, at Ron Little. I'm interested in anything in the entertainment field. Really? Wow, you should move to Burbank, California. There's a lot of people in the entertainment business in Glendale, California, and Burbank, California, and a part of Los Angeles called North Hollywood, and Studio City, and Hollywood is a neighborhood in LA. You might want to check that place out. And just live around there and go to open auditions and try to get on a television show as an actor. Or you might want to go to Burbank on Magnolia Boulevard. They build sets over there. There's a union. I think they build sets over there. Local 33 on Magnolia Boulevard in Burbank. Maybe you can learn how to build sets for television shows and stuff like that. Maybe you can work part-time over there and try to learn a trade or something like that. There's a lot of unions out there for people that do behind-the-scenes work there. At Ron Little. That's a real place. I would go to Hollywood or the San Fernando Valley. Really, the San Fernando Valley, the northern part of Los Angeles that's north of where the Hollywood sign is. These are the places you need to go if you want to be close to where they manufacture television programs. Studio City near on Ventura Boulevard, North Hollywood near Universal City, Valley Village, which is a part of North Hollywood, and Burbank, the western part of Burbank, that's near the Los Angeles city line, near Clybourne Street. Anywhere in that general area is where they manufacture television programs. Now, they do other things all over the place. Well, there's pornographic stuff that's done out in Canoga Park and Van Nuys. You might not want to be interested in that kind of stuff, but over the hill in Hollywood, they also have, and the Hollywood area, which is 90028 zip code and 90029 zip code and 27 and 90046 and stuff like that. That's Hollywood. That's a neighborhood within the city of Los Angeles, and there are a lot of people that work in the recording industry over there. That might be a good place. The apartments over there are actually pretty affordable, as long as you're not up in the Hollywood Hills. North Hollywood has some rather affordable apartments too, and it's close to where you can get to open auditions if you want to be an actor or something like that. The one thing you want to try to get is you want to try to get a principal part, which means I believe it's a full sentence. Speaking part. And at some point, if you can get that, you need to pay some money and need to get into the unions over there. AFTRA, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, and the other one is SAG, Screen Actors Guild. And I think there's some other unions, but they cost some money. You don't want to go out to Los Angeles with, as a single man or single woman. You wouldn't want to go out to Los Angeles just cold, not knowing anybody, unless I would go out there with at least a minimum of $10,000 in the bank. Probably more like 12,000. I would go out there. If you're a single guy, you can do it with about 10,000. Go out there, find yourself like a roommate or something. Go on the internet, find a roommate, say you got some money, you pay off like a few months rent. Go look for a job real fast at a temp agency and stuff, and try to plant yourself down there somewhere. And then if you go to North Hollywood, you're going to be real close to where a lot of the open auditions are. And you can always bounce over into LA, into Hollywood through the Cahuenga Pass, and you can get into Hollywood and go to any auditions over there too. I'm telling you something real now. Okay, that's a serious step. All right. If you need any more help, you'd have to ask people that are in that industry. I was a salesman. I lived in Hollywood. I lived near Hollywood in LA, but I was a salesman. I was in direct sales with a draw, straight commission with a draw, and also just making cold calls, selling aluminum siding and vinyl siding for people that own homes in the Los Angeles metropolitan area. I did that. I did retail management. I sold women's clothing, actually. I sold women's handbags and accessories. I sold women's shoes. I got a lot of telephone numbers from some various hot chicks, and I was very happy that I had multiple Motel 6s around there because I love Motel 6. They always left the light on for me and my friends that would be spending all day long or the evening with me. Dude. What do you think I did that for? No, I don't wear makeup at all. No, not at all. I do not do that. Do you remember the day when you left me alone? Not now. That's not true. Hollywood is not dead. Hollywood is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I don't live in Louisiana. I live in North Carolina. I've been to Louisiana. I don't know, just not interested in it. My lady friend here, she got into children's television, um, voiceovers and things like that for a little while, part time. She did other things for a living too. I got clean and sober off of alcohol and coke and weed in Los Angeles, particularly in the Hollywood area. And a lot of people helped me out there. Some of them were people that were actors and actresses that were very unselfish and caring and helped me learn how to stay off of illicit drugs one day at a time. And I'm coming up on 19 years of sobriety now. Yeah. A lot of men helped me out there. They slapped some sense into me. I'm alive today because of their unselfish behavior. I do not drop any names. I do have some people that are famous, and I will not tell you their names for privacy reasons. They have enough issues that they got paparazzi is free to roam all over the city of Los Angeles, and they don't need anybody running around saying, "I know this person, I know that person," stuff like that. These are people that helped me stay clean off of alcohol. A lot of those people will go to the AA meetings and Narcotics Anonymous meetings and things like that. I would occasionally see a lot of people like that you might know from a television commercial, or you might have seen on a television program or something like that. You see a lot of people that in the 12-step recovery meetings in the AA halls in LA that are union guys that work behind the scenes in the manufacture of television programs and film. A lot of those guys, they make good money, but they also might have a habit, and they need to do something about that habit. In LA back in the 80s, like late 80s and the 90s and stuff, quack, coke, that was real popular back then. I had a lot of people with that problem. Some people died, some people got sober. I decided to live. Yes, I do drink coffee. I drink coffee. I like coffee. Well, let's see how tall I am. I'm glad we're not talking about politics anymore. Oh my goodness. Let's kind of try to fix this here. Yes, I'm 6'1". I think I can touch the ceiling. Yeah, I can. I'm 6'1". I weigh 168.5 pounds. I weighed myself this morning. I will not tell you how old I am. Do not have to give a reason. Oh, we have some good pictures to show you. Want to see some pictures? You want to see some pictures? Okay. My hair is like real. I got to get this too dark. See the red's starting to come out. Finally. See how the red's coming out? See that? My hair has a red undertone to it. Let's see. See that? All that red in there. Let's see if we get the red. See all that red? It's almost like auburn. My hair is actually a little bit lighter than this. My name is Randall, by the way. My channel name here is, let me tell you what my channel name is here. My channel name is Hollywoodland22. If you want to subscribe to my channel, it's free to subscribe to my channel. Just type in at Hollywoodland21. That's at Hollywoodland21. And it's free to press the subscribe button. I don't charge anything for subscriptions. This is really your channel. You can talk about whatever you want. You can talk amongst yourselves too. It's fine with me. Yes, I weighed myself at 168.5 pounds on this cheap ass scale that I got from Big Lots. Now 3 scales here. And I'm going to show you some pictures. Let's look at some pictures. Come on. Wow, there's not too much light in here. Let's turn this light on in here. Oh, I love showing my pictures off. People ask for them. Not all you people don't want to look at pictures, but some people do want to look at pictures. So the people that do want to look at pictures, I will let you look at them. Here are some pictures. I'm going to turn this around and show you. You see, got a Snoopy snuggle over here. Let's see if it works. This is my broken. It just broke about 2 months ago. This was my burner phone. This is an old track phone from 2011. I'm going to get another track phone and get one of those $20 cards to go with it as a burner phone. I think I can get them at Walmart because I need to be able to have a phone that I could just carry around with me. I guess that is my mother and my little brother and myself. I was a real young guy. And that was in the panhandle of Texas. That was in Lubbock, Texas. That's a picture of my father before he passed away. I don't know if any of you recognize him, who worked in RCA Camden or RCA Astro Electronics Heightstown. This is my father as a young man. He was a mechanical engineer by trade, but he was a aerospace engineering manager at some point. That's my mother. That's me at maybe 1.5 years old, maybe 2 years old. It's a long time ago. That's my father. He was a young man. This is my mother when she was a young lady with that beehive hairdo. This is a picture of my mother when she was little, and this is a picture of her mother, my grandmother, who many people say that I look a lot more like her. That's the woman I look like. And she helped raise me too. And she's from the German side of the family. She was not allowed to go to Hollywood. Her father, who bred horses, who came from a horse breeding family in Nebraska, told her that she was not allowed to talk to those Hollywood people and forbid her to be a model or work in the entertainment industry. That was the guy that was my great grandfather. That was the U.S. Marine and a White House honor guard. Told her she's not allowed to. Back in this, she just did what her dad told her to do. She didn't talk back or anything, say. But she could have been a movie star, yeah. And that's pictures. And there's that tree where that owl is out there. He's out there somewhere. So one of those trees. Not sure where he is. He's out there somewhere. We're going to get rid of that extra bed. That's gone. So glad I took you through that picture tour. So let's see what everybody has to say. Look at all these nice compliments, nice family pictures. Ah, yes, high tide 843. Ah, yes, Lubbock, home of the tumbleweed. Lubbock for all reasons. I lived in Lubbock, and when my parents split up, they got divorced. My mother moved out to Lubbock, Texas, left the Philadelphia metropolitan area, went to Lubbock, Texas, and I lived there in the 5th grade, the 6th grade, the 7th grade, the 8th grade, and half of the 9th grade. And then I was sent to go live with my father in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That man you just saw. Very good looking mom. Your mom is beautiful. Dad is a hero. Good looking family brother. That's a cool Snoopy thing. I like the Snoopy thing too. Yeah, Mad Air Force. I saw you in an old episode of Bold and Beautiful. Who was you? Oh, people do like. I'm glad that yeah, I want a cheeseburger too. That's a good idea. I might eat a cheddar cheeseburger tomorrow. People were pretty back in the day. Great pictures, beautiful family. Those old pictures remind me of Hollywood. Beautiful family, Randall from Barbie Joe, 55. That's a good dad. He was a good dad to me. He was a really good dad to me. I miss him a lot. He's been gone since October of 25. Is that 8 or 9 months? Lovely pictures. Yeah, he was a smart person. He was a wise person. You love the Beehive? I knew they were a bunch of demons. Glad he told her to stay away. She sure could have been. Yeah, she could have been a movie actress. Like my mother's mother. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I want to tell that story right now. I saw somebody on the internet that is like a near doppelganger of my grandmother when she was young. Kind of like took me by surprise. I was like, wow. I guess there's doppelgangers all over the place. Not Amish, no. My grandmother was German. I mean, they lived in central Pennsylvania. The German side of my family lived there first and then went on to western Nebraska to be horse breeders. And then my great-grandparents came back after World War I to live in Washington, D.C. because my great-grandfather got federal jobs after World War I. And then when the Second World War started, they called him back up to active duty again. And then he was stationed in Waukegan, Illinois. I blame the elite's bloodline. I'm not buying anything here. I'm going back out to the middle of the country. Missouri or Kansas. Kansas City, Missouri or Kansas City, Kansas. I'm going out that way. Yeah. Sooner than you think. No, I'm not an actor. I'm a salesman. Your husband was born in Lubbock? Really? I lived in Lubbock. It's nice and flat there. There's tumbleweeds and sand all over the place. We had tornado drills in school. We had tornadoes out there. I remember a tornado was only about maybe a quarter of a mile away from me. Tore up a whole bunch of stuff on the western side of Lubbock, right outside of Loop 289, not too far from the It almost hit the South Plains Mall, which is Lubbock, Texas's only indoor shopping mall. Back in the early 80s, I'll never forget. I was a small child, and we all went into the closet in the middle of a two-bedroom apartment, and we hunkered down and put pillows all over ourselves. Yeah, but I'm going to make sure I have a basement. When I go out to Missouri, Kansas City, I'm going to make sure I have a basement. I'll put a tornado shelter in there. I'm going backwards. I used to live in the Wizard of Oz. I used to live in Oz. Hollywood's like Oz. But I'm going back. I want to come all the way across country to spend the last 2 years and 3 months spending time with my dad. And then I'm going to go to the middle of the United States. It's an absolute guarantee. Jesus willing, if I can stay alive another. Let's try to think positive, right? I don't really have any health problems. I'm going to go back to the middle of the country because I found out that Iowa and Nebraska and Kansas and South Dakota and Missouri and Illinois and Indiana and all these places are very affordable. They're more affordable, but you get good medical care up there. It's different from the South. You get good medical care, and because those cities are older and have an infrastructure up there, and you have better. There's still jobs up there, but in the southern states, it's poor. There's not a lot of job opportunity. It's overpriced in parts of Florida and North Carolina, and even South Carolina. It's just it's the whole Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida is just way overpriced. And I can get more for my money in Kansas than I can here. I just have to dodge tornadoes. Just dodge them, man. I've already lived around it, dude. I notice, like, I like living in places that don't have a ton of trees. Like, they have some trees, but I can go to the trees in the woods if I want. But I can, like, rolling plains and stuff and trees inside the city. I can see where I'm going. Lubbock, Texas is very, very similar to, like, Topeka, Kansas or something, or maybe some suburb outside of Kansas City somewhere, like Oath or something like that. Very similar. Amarillo and Lubbock and Oklahoma City and Tulsa and Wichita, Kansas, and all those areas are very similar. Part of the Great Plains. Just going back out to a place that I feel more at one with my Creator, and not in some crowded place like I've lived all my life. I've lived in New Jersey and Philadelphia and Seattle and Los Angeles. Oh my God! And New Jersey and New York is crazy, crowded. I live not too far from New York City. I was coming up, and I just don't want to live around that many people. I want open space around me. I want a lower population density. Now, I found out that Des Moines, Iowa, actually has the lowest prices on selling prices on homes. I kind of like that. I kind of like that stuff. I mean, $400,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. $425,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. Forget that. Forget that noise. Maine is affordable. I know Maine's affordable. That's one place in New England. You know what the thing with New England is? Even Springfield and Hartford's getting expensive. Can you believe that? You got to go all the way up into Maine. And I don't mean near the water. I mean away from Kennebunkport and all that. Everything from, like, Boston all the way down to Miami has gotten expensive. A few places are not. Maybe Roanoke, Virginia, or anything near the I-95 is just the whole thing. I guess maybe Hagerstown, Pennsylvania, or Hagerstown, Maryland, or maybe Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is a little bit affordable. maybe Scranton or Wilkes-Barre or something like that. Affordable. Upstate New York is still affordable, but you get tons of blizzards and stuff there. It's inexpensive, so it's you get more for your money, like for a house or something in the Pittsburgh area and anywhere in Ohio, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton, Toledo, Michigan, anywhere in Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, even Chicago for a big city is not that. It's not that expensive in the city or the suburbs. You know, Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas. I wouldn't live in Oklahoma myself. There's too many tornadoes there. Northern Texas, like Dallas Fort Worth area is affordable for a big city. There's just certain places that, but especially the Midwest and the Great Plains. There's some places out in the Rocky Mountain area of the States that are affordable. Some of them. New Mexico is kind of affordable. What else is affordable? Montana is. Parts of Montana are. But it's really not really in the Rocky Mountains. It's really like east of the Rocky Mountains, and the Great Plains and the Midwest is affordable, and I could actually live there because I'm not going to live in the South. The South is not for me. It's a different culture. It's just not. It's not my cup of tea. I left 3 years ago. I left the San Fernando Valley at Jack 31091. I lived in Los Angeles for 29 years. At 2023, I just couldn't handle it anymore. It was just too much with the crime and everything. It just got bad. Yeah, Montana, Western Montana, Missoula is not that affordable anymore. I mean, maybe Butte, maybe going out to Billings or something like that, or Butte. Or Helena, maybe. I know that Missoula and that valley that's south of Missoula that has the microclimate that's really nice weather, that's not affordable anymore. That's right, simple girl. I know. I like to fish. I haven't fished in a while. Yeah, I would live in a place like Iowa. Like Cedar Rapids or Des Moines or someplace like that. Parts of it in Montana are crazy overpriced. Yeah, I lived in Los Angeles for 30 years, but most of the time I lived there, it was nice. It didn't start going downhill until like the summer of 2016. I noticed that the last 6.5 years I lived there, it just started like spiraling out of control. The crime and the unhoused people that were not being taken care of. It's like the city government just didn't care about these. There was elderly people outside. I couldn't believe how horrible they weren't using the tax dollars to get them inside in a shelter inside somewhere, and just horrible government there, city government. Very sad. I want to be peaceful in my last years. Me too. Hello, watching from California. What part of California are you watching from, Mocha Pratt? 626. Tell them all about how the San Joaquin Valley and the Sacramento Valley kind of sort of look like Oklahoma a little bit. You lived in Austin for 25 and left in 07, really? My grandparents went to college in that university there in Austin. So true. Los Angeles completely out of control, says Melissa 1342. I never saw anything like it, not even in the 80s and 90s, not even when they closed the state hospitals. And we had a little bit of a homeless problem like in the late 80s. Remember that? The late 80s, early 90s, there was a little bit of that problem there, and then it went away. This time, it's just unbelievable. They see what happened is a lot of affordable housing units were either bulldozed or they were refurbished and made into luxury apartments. So, a lot of the old motels that people that lived on the margins of society that lived in, they got taken over somehow or bulldozed or turned into a condominium complex. And so there's 30,000 less units, and each unit has an average of about 4 people in it. So that's 120,000 less bed spaces to live in. I know what happened. I know current Karen Bass is a card-carrying communist, and she doesn't care about anybody but herself. There was a reason for state hospitals. If a person genuinely, this is like 0.5% of the population. I think it might be 1% of the population has schizophrenia, but about half of them can actually live in society and have a little job and find their way through life. Maybe 1/4% of the population of the United States is so mentally ill that they cannot take care of themselves, and they have to have the state take care of them. And they might not have family that knows how to take care of them. They might have a purpose for state hospitals, okay? Or if they don't want to do the state hospital system, maybe some type of a board and care facility or something like that. But to completely just close them down and just it caused a lot of problems. Yeah, I know. Might be right, Grizzly Bear 8177. You might be right now. Vegas is overpopulated. There's too many people living in Las Vegas. There's not enough jobs for everyone there. You're from Merced. I know where Merced is. Merced just had their hospital closed down, like their only hospital. Or was that Madera? No, that was Madera. That wasn't Merced. Madera had their only hospital closed down. You believe that? It's like, wow. Did they have like stock car racing there at one time? I kind of like the San Joaquin Valley. It's kind of like Oklahoma, man. It's kind of, yeah, it is kind of seedy. It's always been that way. There's a vibe in Las Vegas. It's kind of seedy if you stay around there. At Grizzly Bexar 8177, this is nice. It's like you're one of the few normal people on the live feed. Well, I try to be normal. I really do. It takes a lot of effort. To not be an insane motherfucker. I'm doing my live feed. Got a lot of, I've been here 2 hours and 28 minutes. Well, you know what? It's about time for me to go. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming in. I got to do something with this hair. Look at this. Look at this. This is like, should I just get it cut short like this? What do you think? Okay, you all tell me. Come on. Should I look like get one of those yuppie haircuts from like one of those yuppie haircuts? See this? This is what a yuppie stockbroker in New York City used to look like. Like somebody that worked for Gordon Gekko or something like that, on Wall Street. Want that kind of a haircut? I can do that. You tell me, do you think I look better by any metric with short hair? With a little on top? Tell me. I need my viewers to tell me. Sometimes I need a little help. Don't cut it. That's beautiful hair. Nice hair. Would it cut it? Thank you, Monka Frap. Cut it in the back, like this, and just have a little bit on the top, like this. These teeth are going to get fixed very soon, too. I got some other priorities right now. I fixed them once, got to fix them again. Sorry, my eyelashes are staying with me. People are funny. You're so funny. If you met me in real life, if you met me in real life, I'm the same person as I am here. You know that, right? I'm the same person I was when I was 21 years old. I haven't really changed that much. I don't think I'm ever going to get old. Not my brain. I'm just happy to be alive right now. Just cut the back a little. Long hair is part of your look. Okay. I have live streamers that I watch. I have to admit it. I do. I'm only human. There are. I watch. I've cut the amount of live streamers that I watch on a regular basis used to be a lot, and now it's in the last 6 months. It's really gotten down to about 3 YouTubers and 3 TikTok channels. That I watch on a regular basis. No, four TikTok channels. And yes, I have my favorite TikTok channels I watch. I think everybody on this chat has their favorite TikTok channel that they watch. Who are, oh, of course you want to know who they are, right? No, I'm not his brother. I'm not related to Charlie Sheen at all. Thank you, Barbie Joe 55 for the compliment. That's a very nice comment. Thank you very much. You're beautiful. Thank you. A lot of people say I look like Dr. Oz. I don't know why. You think, oh, really? Who said that? At Cami.dt8 DV. You're mesmerizing a lot of women here. Ooh la la. I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of that. I love your voice. Thank you. This is actually my real voice. When I'm not stressed out or I'm not manic, because I'm a manic depressive. I mean, I take meds and everything. I'm a manic depressive, but this is my inside voice. Actually, I can speak very loud like this, but not all the time. That's my outside voice. This is my inside voice. I'm going to get better lighting so you can see my face a little bit better. It'll be when I get my tripod. It's $39 and some change plus shipping and handling and taxes and stuff like that. Probably be about probably $55 or something from Amazon Prime, and I will get my. It's like a ring light with the camera goes in the middle, and it's about. I think it's the one that's only 50 inches. I'll have to put it up on the table here in the kitchen and use that. So what is this? Shape your nose, then make the women go ever more crazy over you. Jim Carrey, Kurt Russell, Robert Redford when he was a younger man. My voice is a baritone, similar to Jim Morrison. You look much more like an actor than a salesman. That's a compliment. Thank you, Ron Little, 7028. I don't drink alcohol for 19 years. You probably clean up with the MILFs. That's so fucked up. You are funny. You are so funny. You're a funny guy. Thank you, Deborah. No, I'm not wearing any makeup at all. My channel name is at Hollywoodland21. I need you folks to hit the subscribe button. I don't charge for subscriptions at all. My goal is I have 1,800 and some change subscribers, and I have a goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers by September 1st of this year. That is approximately 1.5 months from now. And I know that together we can do it. Karen Carpenter, Rainy Days and Monday. I remember a long time ago when she passed away. She had a really good voice. No, I never acted before as a salesman. Thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate all you beautiful people for subscribing to my channel at Hollywoodland21. At Hollywoodland21. One word. At Hollywoodland21. I go live Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 6 p.m. until whenever. Eastern Standard Time, that's New York City time. It's also Charlotte, North Carolina time. At Hollywoodland21. Hit the subscribe button. This channel is really your channel. You get to talk about whatever you want. Unless you want me to tell you a story. I do have some good stories, but I'm saving some of them. I'm holding my cards close to me. And I do have my favorite social media live streamers. 1 on Kick, 3 on YouTube, and 4 that I watch on a regular basis on TikTok. And I do have a favorite social media live streamer that I watch, but I'm not going to tell you who they are. That's my secret. I got a good feeling. I think that the person probably does know who they are. It's nice meeting you too, Mocha Frap 626. It's a human being. There's some very entertaining and kind and wonderful people that live stream. They're beautiful inside and out. Not everyone that live streams is a jerk. There's some jerks on here, but not everyone. Not everyone. Some people are, there's some really nice people in this country. And you can find them faster on social media than you can in real life because you can scroll through a lot. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing to Hollywoodland at Hollywoodland21, at Hollywoodland21. Tell all your friends about at Hollywoodland21, one word, and hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. I will see you tomorrow, Saturday, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I pop on late at night sometimes. You guys are beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. And be safe.